Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 31 days of horror movie reviews. And I decided to check out this film that I almost forgot came out this year until I saw it available, and I said, oh shit, let me check that out. I'm talking about The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is a 2023 film that is based on a Stephen King short story. And it's directed by Rob Savage. And I guess I was curious about this film, not necessarily because of the Stephen King connection. I mean, maybe that helps give it an extra boost because of that name, right? Synonymous with horror. But how many bad Stephen King stories have we seen, or bad adaptations for a movie have we seen of Stephen King stuff? So that's not the end all be all. I was more curious because back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember or are aware, that there were old Boogeyman movies back in like 2005, and then they did a couple of sequels to those movies. And I always thought, man, maybe not horrible, terrible movies, but not great either. Not next level, top tier horror films. And so I always thought that name, The Boogeyman, it's such a good name for a killer or a creature, a monster in a movie, that they need to take that and actually make something with it. And when I saw that that's kind of what they were doing with this, they were going to do over, try again, I thought, well, fuck. Let's see if we can finally make it work. So, first of all, I want to say that it was pretty trippy to see the 20th Century Studios logo. It's not Fox anymore. And I know that this studio still exists. It's just we don't see this. We don't hear that intro anymore. Not nearly as much as we used to anyways. So that when that started, I said, oh yeah, this hits different. And you see it, the very first scene is a very young little kid getting murdered. And I thought, fuck, that's the kind of movie that we're about to jump into. I don't really want to see kids get killed, but it definitely kind of puts your balls out there and says, we don't give a fuck. Some of the cast, we see Chris Messina, who I've seen in a few things. He's a doctor. His wife died, and so you see his two daughters kind of trying to deal with that, struggle with that, especially the oldest daughter, who is played by Sophie Thatcher, who I liked her. I did. She could have been annoying if she was moping around and being depressed and doing the whole woe is me thing. And she had elements of maybe being sad about stuff, but she kind of had a reason to be. And I also felt like this actress did a good job of trying to be there for her younger sister while also internally trying to deal with her mess and the ways that she's feeling about maybe not wanting to let go of her mother and wanting to hold on to certain things. I think it also helped that we had our usual Stephen King bullies that this poor girl, has to deal with. There's one girl that is actually genuinely trying to be nice to her, but the group of friends that she hangs out with, especially this one blonde girl in particular, absolute bitch. And I mean, maybe she's not trying to kill this girl, but she still does things that is ultimate fuck you. And it almost makes me wonder, why is the nice girl friends with that girl or friends with this group? The youngest sister is played by Vivian Lyra Blair, who I instantly thought looked familiar, and I looked her up and saw that, oh shit, she played young Princess Leia in the Obi-Wan shows, and I thought she was great. This little girl, she gets beat the fuck out of more than once by the Boogeyman, by this creature. You feel so bad for her. And she could have been more whiny. She could have been more annoying given all the bullshit that she's going through. But she was likable. She was relatable. You felt for every time that something bad happened and she was just trying to make sense of it. There is a decent amount of or at least a reasonable amount of characters not believing other characters, usually it would annoy me. Usually it would be like, oh my god, like what's it going to take for you to maybe trust or believe the person that's complaining. But there was just enough of it to be believable, and then they believed each other. It got to a point very quickly to where it wasn't too in your face. It was like, all right, clearly there's something going on, so I'm not going to be an absolute dickhead about it. David Dastmalchian, I want to mention him, even though he's only in this movie for like one or two scenes. He's a instantly recognizable guy, instantly recognizable face. So when he pops up, you're like, oh shit, something's about to go down. I'm just surprised that he wasn't in the movie more. Now, the Boogeyman creature itself. Whenever I think of the Boogeyman, I think everybody probably has their own imagination of what they think the Boogeyman could look like. I always thought that the Boogeyman would be more of a dude. Sure, he would have a creepy face, but like he would be the form of a person, right? Standing upright. But this is a creature, and this is a really creepy creature. They do a good job of disguising the creature in the dark, in the shadows, explaining that it doesn't like the light. It's probably more so for the budget. You don't have to, because it's CGI, you don't have to use more of it or worry about how it looks. But once you do get to see the creature, especially towards the end, the third act, this thing is creepy. This thing is disturbing. There were some scenes that kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies, because the first half I didn't think it was all that scary. I was more attaching myself to the characters and the dynamics together, the family aspect of them trying to make things work. But once stuff revved up, once the creature said, all right, I'm done fucking around, I'm going to start doing some hardcore shit, I thought it was creepy. And I think this movie, it's way better than it probably has it right to be. I'm not going to say it's perfect. I'm not going to say it's even probably one of the best horror movies of the year. I'm just going to say that because this could have been so much worse. And because I kind of expected that eventually it was going to drop the ball. Eventually it was going to do something that was going to annoy the fuck out of me, and that was going to make me throw my hands up and says, all right, no, this sucks. It couldn't help itself. I thought this was solid all the way through. Surprisingly, likable characters, a decent creature design, some decent scares. Not bad. Boogeyman, not bad. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen the 2023 version of the Boogeyman. What do you think of it? Do you like it as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Souls taken over by a devilish path. You got me walking on broken glass. Kicking down the door with a Jason mask. With a deck dome machete, but you motherfuckers know it's heavy. Anytime you're ready, you can get you with a Bowie. Setting up to blow me, but the bitch don't know me. Who's going? I'm going. You know, I know that the man in the mirror is my next rival. Time goes and I never thought I'd live it so fast. Staring at the world from the end of my glass. Turned into a dark place, severed my brain. I done dropped out of class, but I made